I live, I breathe, I eat, I drink mental health. No, I cannot do this anymore. Don't want to be broke. If you feel like crying, please cry. So I shut myself from the world. That not everybody really cares about you. First person to love you is you, because damn, this girl is beautiful. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, which is all about mental health awareness and wellness. As you can see, I am on my bed because I feel like this is such an intimate moment between you and me, because I love you like that. Disclaimer, I am not here to get pity or to just rant. I'm here to share my experience so that anybody who is going through this can be able to get help as well. So this last week, or I could say a couple of 2 weeks back, I have been going through an issue to do with my financial situation. So one thing that I don't know if I ever shared is I decided to take a leap of faith and quit my job, because I am that girl, because I felt like I was very stagnant in my career, that I needed to do different things. And I can tell you, 3 months later, it has not peaked. Nothing has really opened up for me per se. I have been able to do so many things, do so many activities, do so many talks, but then this has not really materialized financially. So I have been trying to keep it calm, and trust the process. But it came a time when I actually started having anxiety attacks or panic attacks. I would really think about this issue, and then I would feel my heart really starting to pound, sweating. And then of course I know some coping tools, which is like breathing in, that would help me to be able to calm down. I would also start thinking about positive thoughts, just psyching myself up. So this has been going on and on, but then it has come to a point where I started really putting my mind into the whole thing, and me not being able to talk myself out of thinking about it, which in turn has affected my productivity. So you find there are a lot of things I can be able to do. I have been able to research and see some of the income streams that I can be able to get. But because of the mental situation, I am not able to do it. And I don't know, please comment if you can relate. Do you ever get to points where you find that you know what to do? You wake up so well ready to do it, but somehow you don't end up doing it. That has been me. I know the people that I need to reach out, but then there's such a big imposter syndrome that I am having, that I'm struggling with, and also fear of rejection, my friend. Fear of rejection. I remember there was a time I went around to do some marketing, and I was really discouraged because people say, oh yeah, we will call you, but you never really get callbacks. And I know this is how it works. You don't always get the job, you don't always get things. And I know that, and I respect that, but then sometimes it comes to a point where it really takes a toll on you, and you get to a breaking point. And I remember I woke up really early in the morning, like I have been doing. This week at least I was able to kind of get my groove back, waking up early at 4:45 to go to the gym at 5, and then after then I come and do stuff to do with work. So I did the same. Or that day was to skip the gym because I only go thrice a week. So that day I wasn't supposed to go, but what I had planned to do was do some home workouts. So I remember around 6:30 is when I was supposed to do them, so that I could shower and start my day. But then remember, I had started my day at 4:30, because I remember that day I woke up so early. I was able to do some research and all. But then something came over me, and I looked at the overwhelming amount of work that I had to do, and I just was like, no, I cannot do this anymore. I cannot do it. I felt like the world is just crashing on me. I need to be helped. And I remember the funny thing was I actually posted on my WhatsApp status, and because of my clients, I muted my clients, of course, so that they wouldn't worry what is happening to our therapist. But then I posted my poster and I was like, I am at the verge of giving up. Please suggest some encouragement. And because me being Marianne and feeling entitled and thinking people care about me, by then not everybody really cares about you. Not everyone in your circle is really there for you like you think they are, and that is okay. So I thought that people would call me and blow up my phone and everything, and I disabled my Wi-Fi airplane mode because I didn't want to get calls, because I felt like if maybe someone reached out to me and they wanted me to talk, I would break down, and I didn't want that. So I shut myself from the world and I slept from 6:30. I woke up around 10:30. And I was like, wow, that has been a long sleep. And mark you, I had already slept enough for the night. So that shows that is one of the things that shows you you're not okay. When you find yourself oversleeping, and that is something that I usually do. I oversleep, I overeat. For some people, it's the opposite. They don't sleep, they don't eat. So once I did that, I felt so much relief, because when I woke up, I was feeling so much better. But then I had cried, and that is why we say cry. If you feel like crying, please cry. Crying really helps you, because it gets to, take out the pent-up energy, the pent-up emotions that I had. Because like I'm telling you, I was feeling overwhelmed, which means there is like a lot of baggage on me, and I had to release it. So I released it through sharing that, and also by crying. So the funny me, the way I was saying, the entitled me, I woke up, I put on my phone, and I was afraid to go online because I felt like so many people would have reached out. And lo and behold, I think only like 2 or 3 people reached out. One was my mom, bless her. Others were friends. Some of them I haven't even met yet. So that's how there are people who are there for you who you may not think they are as much for you. So really look for your tribe. So what else was I able to do after the whole sleeping and everything? Like I always say, take a rest. It's okay to take a rest. There's this quote from Jim Carrey that he said there was a time he went through depression, and also Ariana Grande. And then they said the meaning of depression is deep rest. When you say I am depressed, it means you need a deep rest. Get it? So what usually happens is you just need to take a break, take a rest from all of the things that are stressing you, from everything that you're thinking about. Just take a rest, a very deep rest, which means don't exert yourself. If you have to stay off social media, do that. If you need to stay off work, if you have that luxury, do that. And it really helps you, because once you get out, your mind is kind of focused and you know what to do. So once I got up, the other thing that I was able to do, and I encourage a lot to do, is either talking to someone or journaling. So for me, at least, I was able to talk about it. I was able to share that this is what I am going through, asking for tips as well. So one of the things that really affects us is when we expect to reach out so that people can help us. Maybe like, let's say in my case, this is a financial issue. I don't want handouts. I know there's nothing free in this world. So what I am asking for is advice, for recommendations, for tips, so that I can be able to get out of this situation. The other thing was to now note down the things that I need to do and break them down, because being overwhelmed is because I looked at all the things that I need to do and I'm like, oh my God, I can't do this. And you know, the unfortunate thing with starting up is you can't delegate tasks. There is no one. I don't think I can be able to get someone to help me out in terms of the things I need to do. I need to do marketing, I need to do content, I need to do talks, I need to plan for presentations, I need to reach out to organizations, to schools, to churches, and all of that, and it's just a lot. So what I was able to do is break them down into what I can be able to do for now. The other thing is to let go of the pressure. And with that being said, the other unfortunate thing about me is I like to put a lot of pressure to myself, in the sense that I wanted to accomplish everything all at once. And you know, that's not possible. You cannot, maybe, because in my mind I always feel like I need to get gigs, you know, I need to get clients, I need to be planning my day in individual therapy, group therapy, I need to be called somewhere, in a corporate, in church, in school, and all of this. I know it's possible, but then for now I'm just starting out, so I needed to take a chill pill. Like, Marianne, please take a break, take a breather, and continue. The other thing that I have been doing is visualization. Visualization is usually a technique where you kind of picture where you want to be, so that it can kind of encourage you to now continue going. Because as you know all well, sometimes we really have dreams in our minds, we know what we want to do, we know where we want to go, but then it remains a dream because we never really get to actualize it. So one of the things that is really motivating for you to take action is to always picture what you want, where you want to be. So I remember there was this day, I live in Kitengela. So when I was coming from town, then you meet JKIA, that's Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. And I saw a plane going to land, and I could see the lights. It was at night time, so I could see the lights, and I remember envisioning myself going to the airport to get a plane to go do a talk somewhere, because this is my dream, this is my goal, to go and get a talk somewhere, being invited to forums, being recognized. And it's not for the fame, it's for the impact. You can imagine having to impact people globally. That would be just wonderful. So I visualized that, and I felt a very calming sense. I felt, I don't know, I cannot explain, but it was very soothing for me. It was very calming for me. The next thing that I was able to do was, like I said, I am really struggling with a lot of imposter syndrome, and I feel like I need to be perfect. I need to draft proposals. I need to have presentations ready for me to be able to reach out. And one of those things that I was able to do was to start my registration, because also I understand that with corporate you need to have an organization. So what did I do? I just went to eCitizen to just look at the available options. What I am doing is taking things slow. I am not pressurizing myself to have completed the whole registration by, in 1 hour. No, at least first of all, I was able to go to eCitizen, check the requirements. The next thing I was able to do is look for names, do small tasks. Chunking, it's called chunking, where you take bite-sized things that you can be able to do at that moment. Because like I said, when you put so much pressure on yourself to do everything, then you will break down, trust me. The next thing that I have been able to do is something that we usually recommend for our clients. I read it in a certain book on self-confidence. It's called, I'll put it here, it's called the 365 Days to Self-Confidence. And it usually talks about you looking at yourself in the mirror. You know, the way most of the times you just look at yourself in the mirror and you just see, Marianne, you have a pimple here, your lines are starting to show, your teeth, how are they looking? Seldom do we see the good things. And one of the things I advise for people to do is look at yourself as a whole and appreciate what you're seeing. Appreciate like the whole of you, how worthy you are, how good you are. Start thinking about all the good qualities that you have, and it really boosts your self-confidence. It will speak to the subconscious you that is doubting yourself. Doing affirmations as well to just remind yourself of all the good things about you. This is something that I was able to do, and I remember yesterday at night, it was around 1 p.m. I was watching, which is something also that you need to do. It had been so long since I watched a movie, and I love movies a lot, especially drama. And one of the things, and if you can relate, please say me, is I cry on movies. I cry like a baby. So there's this series called From Scratch. I'll also put it here on Netflix that I was watching, and I found myself watching episode after episode after episode, and I was crying a river. It was so emotional because it's about this person, they get love, and then he has cancer, and then they can't have a baby, they adopt a baby, and then the cancer comes back again until he dies, and it was just so emotional. So in that spirit of being emotional, I was able to kind of connect to myself, to my emotions, because like I said, most of the times I have been trying to suppress the emotions, being so confident and be like, no, Marianne, we got this. And sometimes I feel like you don't need to always be strong. So what I did, I was able to go now to the mirror naked. Don't start envisioning me naked, but I went to the mirror and I was able to look at myself as a whole and appreciate what I was seeing, because damn, this girl is beautiful, and I need to remind myself that every single day. And I was able to assert myself, to affirm myself, and man, I slept so peacefully today. I can tell you for sure. Something else that you can be able to do is just, I was telling one of my clients, whenever you may see a friend or someone who is sad, what would you do? She said, hug them. So something else that we need is always being embraced. And you can be able to do that for yourself. I always advocate for, you can even be able to hold your hands and them over your heart. You can feel the warmth and the love and express love to yourself. Feel your body, feel your skin, and be able to express to yourself the love that you need, the support that you need from someone else, because the best person to love you is you. You guessed that right. So today I woke up and I am, as you can see, I am energetic, I am happy, I am joyful. I was able to go to church, which is also another aspect for me. Spirituality really works for me, because I believe that there are things that I cannot be in my control, and there needs to be a supernatural being to take that up, because Mimi, sina uwezo, I cannot be able to do it. And right now, as I came out of church, I felt so good. I feel so energized. I know where to start. I know the steps that I need to take so that I can be able to propel myself further, so that I can be able to see if I can get some income, if I can be able to do other things. I remember I was also telling my friend, most of the time, and I said this in the job search video, Don't attach your identity to your job. Don't attach your identity to just one thing. And this is something that we were programmed to do when we were growing up, because our parents used to be like, you need to be number one. At least when you academically perform better, that's when they used to praise you, and even would tell their friends, my daughter is doing this and this. And that kind of makes us think that our only worth is in our jobs, is in our income, is in what we do, is in the cars we drive, the places we stay in. And unfortunately, when that is taken away, then our identity is stripped off. So I remember, I can tell you for sure, I live, I breathe, I eat, I drink mental health, and I have put myself so much into it. Even when I'm taking a break, I'm just doing research, looking at what I do, a lot of things mental health in general and advocacy. And I feel like I need to cut that cord. I need to cut it so that all my life does not revolve around that issue alone. So one of the things that I know I need to do is look for alternative sources of income. I am thinking of doing freelance things and looking at potential things that I can do on the side that I can be able to manage well as I'm still doing my content creation and the therapy services. And with that, I am really hoping that I can be able to cope, and I can also be able to nurture my baby as I nurture me, because this baby is proving to be tough, and I really don't want to put my everything on her, only for her to, the way children grow up and they even abuse you as your parents. That would be heartbreaking. I don't want to put my everything in it, because it can be disappointing if it doesn't go my way. So that has been what I have been able to do. Really looking forward to what I can be able to do next. Hoping that I keep the groove going, that I can bounce back into doing what I need to do, into looking for the money, because we don't want to be broke. Poverty is not our portion. Amen. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that I'm going to inspire someone with this. And if you have enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment down below for everything that you can relate with me. And don't forget to subscribe and also share for someone who is going through a low moment. Until next time, guys, remember that mental health is for everyone.